And welcome back to Indie Wavemaker. It's your boy. Hi guys, back. I know. And today we're going to be talking about more indie games. And the indie game we're going to be talking about today, right now, is going to be Kooeh. And we got William here to talk about it. Hello,
Hey,
William.
up,
What's up? How are you doing?
Yeah,
How's day 3 of Gamescom?
Well,
Asia?
it's better than I expected. The amount of indie games here is crazy. The quality of indie games here has been transcended since like 5 years ago.
Oh
it's
yeah,
crazy.
definitely. It's really nice, especially like if you walk around the show floor.
Yeah.
You realize the most crowded area is this indie game
Yes,
area.
that's
so
right, that's
I'm like,
right.
yo, indie games are the hot topic
Yes,
right
yes,
now,
yes.
and it's love it. And now, speaking of hot, I saw a little bit of the trailer. Kooeh seemed a little more chiller, so
Yes.
sometimes you gotta cool down
That's
after
right.
you're like a crazy hotness. So what kind of game is Kooeh?
Right. So Kooeh is actually a wholesome, cozy restaurant management game.
Oh, okay.
With a lot of Southeast Asian elements, wholesome narrative behind it. There's a lot of Asian culture, especially around Southeast Asia.
Oh, okay.
So people from, I guess, the Asian diaspora outside of Southeast Asia will be able to relate. Like maybe they grew up in their kampong, their village, or anywhere else that they were from, or their parents were from. And then they would tell stories about their how it was like back in the 50s, the 60s. No,
It's like back in my day.
yeah, back in my day.
It's like okay, grandma,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
grandma. But it's actually really nice because every time I see like Cooking Simulator, usually it's Western or like I see Japanese Cooking Simulator, but I don't see like East Asian dishes. So, like I feel like Cooking Simulator wise, we always see like the similar like dish every time, and then now if we're talking about East Asian territories, we can actually, or at least for me, who's not familiar with like a lot of Eastern Asian dishes, I can actually get to see a lot more of these, like discover more East Asian dishes as well, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah. So in Kooeh, we do things a little bit differently. So in a lot of games that we've seen that has cooking mechanics, right? Especially when it comes to games like Vanba. We have Cuisinier over there as well with their really cool Southeast Asian food representation. We Southeast Asian, we love our food. Like, but what we do differently in Kooeh is that we do delights. So sweets, things that you eat right after the meal. Like after you play Cuisinier, you need some sweets.
A little sweet
Yeah.
tooth, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
oh
right.
man, I need some dessert to finish off my great meal.
Yeah. You always have a second stomach for desserts.
Oh
right?
yeah,
There's
definitely.
more rooms
You're
for
like
that.
so full, you're like I can't fit anything. It's like dessert. It's like maybe,
Yeah,
maybe I can kind of just push a little bit of the space off. So now that you have explained to me Kooeh, I still want to see how the gameplay is. Like I still can't like the concept sounds great, but now I need to see it to believe it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So let me show you. Okay, let me set this up.
Yep.
Where's my mouse?
Right there.
Yeah, that's good.
There we go.
So you play as a I would want to say 20-something, but we don't really want to put an age on it yet.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so you play as someone that came back from the city. So you are a white-collar worker. You came back because your parents tells you that we are closing down the restaurant.
Oh.
Then please come back and help us pack up. So you came back. You can see in this short trailer thing. You rummaging through your childhood stuff, and then you found this book that you just nonchalantly just threw away. But then you threw a bit too hard. You went out the window, and then you got sucked in.
Oh snap! Okay. It kind of threw me a curveball right there. It's like, oh snap! It's like going to a fancy kind of land.
Yes. So the reason why we go with this is to explain a lot of things, because in this game, narrative-wise, you will transcend to different times, different eras, to recollect back the pages of your family's recipe book.
Oh.
Yeah. So the reason why we do like you got transported into a magical world is to prevent more like what's that word? To explain or to not explain why certain families are still around when they are from the 50s, but they're still around in the 2000s when it's supposed to be not there.
Oh.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of weird time paradox that's happening.
Yeah. So we this also allows us to it opens the door for us to showcase animals that are also that can be found in Southeast Asia.
Oh.
So now you can see that there's a tapir.
Uh-huh.
Not sure if you are familiar with it, but it's one of the endangered species.
Oh.
And we have a conservation centers just for this.
Oh, really? Kind of reminded me of a little bit of Baku, like, you know, the
Yeah,
animal. I was like, oh.
So the whole game is we are going for the more cozy and wholesome vibe. I think, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the Asians will be able to relate to the game and what the player will have to go through. But we are not discounting our Western players, our Western audience as well. Because when we posted this announcement on, I think in September, it sort of blew up, and there were a lot of people that were not from Southeast Asia, surprisingly, that were saying that it's so cute, oh my god, or they say things that are more relatable. They're like, oh, my parents grew up in Indonesia or Malaysia, and I always wanted to know where was I from and get in touch with my roots.
Yeah, like a lot of like second generation, third generation, like
yeah.
people American or European who has an Asian heritage.
Yes.
Would be like, my parents has this Asian heritage, and I know kind of from like second hand, but I don't know exactly how.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a really good way of them like actually touching their own culture as well.
In a way, it is also for us to get in touch with our roots as well, like locally, because I feel that I'm really out of touch from my roots. I never had the luxury to be able to speak to my grandparents about how they live their life. I only get snippets from whatever that I can get growing up and from my parents. I really want to know like what went through, what they went through back in the days.
Yeah. Like how did they like even cook? What did they do? Like right now we got phones, but then before like how were you able to tell directions? Now I can't go anywhere without a GPS too.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like just kind of talk about like, were you looking at the sun and just try to decide where's north, south, east, west?
Try to look at the stars.
Yeah, exactly. It's like let's go to the west because the sun's coming up right now, so let's go. Or, like some wild thing like that. Too.
Yeah. And also because our studio is based in Penang, so it is like the food centric of, I guess this is gonna cause a bit controversial, but it's the food central of the world.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, we are really proud of our food, and on a yearly basis, there's tens of thousands of tourists that just come over just to experience the food, and we really take that to heart when someone say your food is not good, and we're like, hey,
it's like how dare you? It's like you got no taste.
Let me bring you to the locals, to where the locals hang out.
Yep.
So in Penang, there's a lot of heritage buildings that are still preserved. I think we are under the UNESCO heritage thing. Yeah. So what you see in this game and some of the screenshots that we have on our website, on our HIO page, they are actual locations in Penang itself, and we turn the whole thing into like a coffee shop kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we draw inspiration from real world elements. Especially the locale and the history as well.
So you kind of like, if you're from there, you were like, oh snap, it's that place.
Yeah. You will be able to see places that you may be able to still see it today, but what was it like back in the 50s, the 60s, right?
Got it.
Yeah. So you made your first. This is like basically the tutorial session where we introduce players. The different things. So Kooeh lapis is one of the more common food that you can find. It's basically layer cake.
Oh,
it's not cake. Yeah, I wouldn't say Kooeh is cake. Because cake is more flour based, but Kooeh is more glutinous, like mochi.
Okay.
But it also depends on where you're from or who you are.
So
it
depends like. You can have like the same ramen, and then from Japan and China, different. Different. Like
exactly.
Noodles, right?
Exactly. So Kooeh lapis is more, if I'm not wrong, it came from the Malay side of the ethnic group. So in Malaysia, we have three major ethnic groups. So we have the Malays, we have the Chinese, and we have the Indians.
Yeah.
So different representation of Kooeh, they're all different depending on which race. But it's all good. It's all good. I loved it. So over here, we introduce you on like the first phase of the game. So the game has three phases. So you have the cooking phase. So you need to basically
time it. Add this
There you go.
There we go. So add the
Yeah.
salt. Add some water.
And some
And coconut milk.
Yes.
Or just coconut itself, huh?
So the recipes, the ingredients that that's presented here are real life recipes.
Yes.
That you can actually take home and cook. So
Really?
you can look it up. We sort of simplified it a little bit more. We don't really follow the steps, but if you look it up, like how to make kueh lapis,
It's like the same ingredients.
yeah,
and you're
same
like,
ingredients. Definitely different amount because it's gamified, but the ingredients are there.
Nice.
So we in this demo we sort of simplify a lot more.
Yep.
So actually you still need more than these 3 ingredients, but we sort of simplified it. We have to tier it so that it's more progression. There's
Of
more
course.
progression for players, right?
Of course.
So kopi O is basically our version of Americano.
Oh, okay.
So it's just simple hot water and coffee grounds. That's all.
Oh.
That's all you go. So it's more water based, like all Americanos.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So we have to finish all the recipe. So we sort of have the difficulty element as well. So Onde, I think, not sure if you know the creators of No Straight Roads.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Right. So they are making a game called Onde. So it's actually a food. It's a type of kueh.
It's a type of kooeh.
Yeah, it's a type of kueh. It's I think it's like mochi, but inside the filling is gula melaka.
Huh. What's guang melaka?
Gula melaka is sugar, something called it's something sugar. I don't really know how to explain.
It's a
different way of doing it. Yeah.
There we go.
So we're still using placeholders for now. We're still actively updating the game.
Yep.
Our team, we are a really small team based up in Penang. There's only me, myself, a programmer, and a partially disabled artist.
Oh.
So she's doing all the art. She's drawing with one hand, and she's incredible.
Oh, wow.
All the art.
The art's cute already.
Yeah.
So I'm like just incredible. She must be incredibly talented for sure.
We also had help from another local outsourcing studio called Komodo Range.
No.
So they helped us with a lot of the art because we were pushing this in 2 months just to make it in time for Level Up KL in September. So we
so the pretty much development time is like around like 3-4 months still.
about 3. Yeah, about
Wow.
3. So it was really rushed, so we needed some extra help. So we got some friends up on board to basically help us to fill in the roles.
So Tet Tarik, is that a beer?
This is our version of milk tea.
Milk tea. Oh my goodness,
this
that's
is the
so
hard
fast.
one.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna spam this. There you go.
Just spam it.
So depending on how you do during the QTE phase, so the quick time event, you will be rated. So if you realize that there's no more stars here, because I was spamming that fast part.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna scale it better.
Yep.
All right. So depending on the rating of the food, it also affects the price, the cooking time, for when you move on to the next phase.
Yep. So you cooked it just to make sure, like you know how to cook it now, and then now you gotta sell it.
Yeah. So right now we're still in phase 1 of the game. This is where you collect a lot of ingredients, the things that you need. So we have the temple thing over here where you just collected a daily check-in kind of thing. But this daily check-in is like in-game. So it is a single-player game for PC. So we don't want to do microtransactions. That'll be weird. And then we have another cultural thing, which is the wishing tree. So in Chinese culture, certain parts of Malaysia, they will have this a really big tree by the temple where you can write wishes on this red paper.
Yeah, like I seen it in like movies where it just have like a little ring or coin that's tied to like red. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how. I just seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know any like. What is it about? What do you do? What kind of belief is that?
So as far as we know, we did really little research, but we've seen people, we've observed, we went to the temples and observed how people do it. So you sort of write the wishes along this red line, tie it to a coin or a rock, you will throw it up to the tree. So let me just put this in.
So you're gonna wish for an ingredient.
Yeah.
It's
So
like I want this ingredient.
So this is like our gacha segment. So if you hit the green part, which means you will have a higher chance of getting what you wish for. So
gotcha.
There you go. Yeah.
Now you can cook more.
Yes. So down the road, we're gonna have more rare ingredients that you can wish for with a lower chance. So, whoa, this is this is
That's
the
a jackpot, right?
this is 1%. Okay, calm down. Okay.
No,
All right.
okay.
All right. So this is I've never seen this before.
Oh, really?
honestly.
I was like, damn, you get a lot of ingredients. I
So-
guess that was pretty rare.
Yes. This is we've never. Whenever we tried the game, the most that we've got was probably like 4.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
that's like 9.
That's 9. That's a lot more. So that's cool. So we have that, and then this is the part where we will move on to the next phase, which is the cafe management phase.
So you already cooked your ingredients, so now you just gotta pass it to
Yeah.
people.
So this part is I think Diner Dash players would be more familiar with. So you get to cook whatever that you have discovered earlier.
Got it.
And it is a very simplified cooking part.
Uh,
So remember the timer that I was talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, because it says like 7 seconds. Literally.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you just put it on the tray. You can find this tray in every single mom and pop, pops and mom shop.
Oh, really?
It is a
just-
food grade plastic, and they just put food on top.
And then you just like go pick it up.
Yeah.
Ah.
So just cook something else. So we are still in the tutorial phase.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So it is because the pacing is a lot slower. So in the beginning there will be less customers that will be coming in. But as you progress through the game, you get more and more intense.
So you gotta like cook as much as possible.
Yes. So this is supposed to be someone else, but we have to use the placeholder for now.
Oh yeah.
In the game, you'll meet 2 types of customers.
Oh.
So you have the normal anamorphic characters, which are tapirs or maybe tiger.
Yeah.
Animals that you can find in Southeast Asia
Yep.
or exclusively find in Southeast Asia. Maybe the hornbill, if you've heard of it. We have a Harimau Malaya. There's a Malayan tiger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so apparently they are endangered as well.
Oh, okay.
So you serve food to normal customers, and then you also meet your ancestors.
Oh.
You also have to serve them, and by serving them, you'll be able to unlock more recipes, and that's how you progress through.
They're
the
like, okay, like giving the ancestor like an idea of like a
Yes.
food, so they come up with like a recipe, and you're
Yes.
like, the recipe book just kind of increases because of that.
So the customers that have different behaviors, they will either have it in they will have it in here, or they will take away.
To go kind of.
Yeah, to go. Yeah. So
now he wants something different.
Something
so
else. So I need the
cook
onde.
it. They're lining up.
So I can just skip this guy.
Would
and
he
just give
be
him-
pissed though? He's like, yo, what's going on? Where's my food?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make it fresh, okay?
That is true.
Yeah. So you have if you see like the customer that just walked out. Okay, I didn't know there was a panning feature. I think.
I was like, yo, okay, cool.
Yeah. So down the road, if you see on the top right here, that's the time of day.
Yeah,
so certain customers will only appear on certain time of day and certain days of the week. So you can just move this.
Just give it up.
And we are trying not to make the game too punishing. We want it to be more relaxed,
Like relaxed, chill,
yeah,
like has a cute aesthetic anyways.
Yes,
and
that's right.
If
that's
you're like,
right.
I gotta cook so much, I was like, oh my god, it's so hard to be a
We're trying to fill that gap where we are not in the quadrant with in the same quadrant with Diner Dash or Overcooked. Those are fun games. I'm not gonna lie. I really love those games, but sometimes you just need to slow down a little bit. After a long day.
And it's like, why bother make a same game when you want to make your own unique game, right?
Yeah.
Put your own taste in it.
Yeah, but it's not only that. It's more like sometimes you just need variety.
Yeah.
Right? Like I love cooking games. I love Venba. I love Overcooked, playing with my friends. The rush, the adrenaline. But sometimes I just want to after a long day, I just want to chill.
Yep. Just relax.
Yeah, just relax. So after the time is up, you have the last customer, and then
overtime. So get out of here.
Yeah,
We're closing.
Okay, so this is the end of second phase. So you can go back to recipe discovery. Is when if you have gotten the recipe from your ancestor during the day, you can come back here and then you can cook again. Or you can cook again to maybe you want to try to three star this deadline.
Got it. Because right now you don't have a 3-star, so it's like you're serving like a mediocre
drink.
Drink.
Yeah, and then some conditions for ancestors. they would require to have a 3-star item before they are happy with it. If they're not happy and if they happen to visit, they'll have a different dialogue. They say like, oh man,
it's like, this
what is this? What is this, man? Come on.
So I'm sorry.
It's like, I've had better. So you can choose the end day as well.
Yep.
Ending the day would bring you back to the ingredient gathering phase, where we are planning to have more gameplay elements over there, more cultural representation as well, things that we've experienced as kids or our parents as well. So yeah, that is the end of the demo.
You said that there's 3 phases though, right? So
right,
where is the other phase?
The other phase is actually the recipe discovery. I forgot to mention that.
So
this is where you discover or you remake food.
So that was the 3rd phase.
Yeah. So we are going to expand it a little bit more, definitely, because this is just done in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. You're still on the phase of like still kind of make the concept that you had into pretty much a vision right now.
Yes.
So to be honest, like in 3 months, it's pretty a solid like build. I would say I was like,
I was quite surprised as well. Like my team was able to pull it off.
Yeah,
I was like, oh crap, okay.
Yeah, for just 3 team and one's just an illustrator and it's just you and another guy.
I mean, right. Given that we did receive some help from other friends, right? But to be able to pull it off in 3 months and make it for an event, stable enough for an event,
it's an impressive deed. I would say.
I agree with that as well because I
was like, yes, I agree. It's like the meme of like putting yourself a little gold medal.
Because for my role in the company is the biz dev guy, so I deal mostly on the creative and the direction. I just tell people what to do, and then they do it.
Gotcha.
Right, but I wasn't expecting them to be able to push it through.
You're like, it's like you guys actually did it. I was like, oh my goodness.
But yeah, definitely more. There'll be more gameplay in. There'll be more animals. There'll be more food in. Maybe because right now we are in the market validation phase, where we are trying to get more inputs, more feedbacks about the game. We've gotten quite a good review. We were in PAX Australia under Yukio. We were in Level Up KL last month, and then we're just trying to gather more and more information, see what other Asian representation is there that we might have missed out, and then just like try to incorporate it.
So you've been working on this for you guys has been working on this for 3 months. Do you have like a vision of when you want to get it done and released, like in a year or 2?
Yeah. Alright, so right now we're still actively trying to find publishers to fund the game and help us with PR and marketing because we are a very new studio. So if all goes well and if we secure maybe someone over here would want to give us some money, Q3 2025.
2025.
That's the fastest if everything goes well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like finally glad that I heard like so I've been talking with all these indie devs through weekends, and I know game development takes so long. And so I'll be asking like, oh, how long have you been developing this? And they're like 5 months. When are you planning to release this? Oh, in 5 months. Like, you can't make a game within a year usually. So I was like, oh, when you say Q3 of 2025, I'm like, that sounds, that's still in a way like actually a short span of a game. But it's a really good way to like actually, especially like you're still on a mock-up, right? You haven't really gotten to a point where like, okay, we got everything down, now let's just make this game. So it's in the planning stage in a way, which is impressive when you're on a planning stage and you already have like a testing build that you can actually show. So which is amazing.
Thank you.
And actually kind of give you a really good idea, or like, I guess for investors or just players, like, oh, you're planning to making this game right now, and it's like also the art direction, it's so cute and nice, and it's like, oh man. So I'm assuming like later on you're gonna get some music done as well to just kind of fit the atmosphere.
There's actually music in already. It is done by a local Singaporean. I'm not sure if he's here today, but he has done amazing jobs for our previous projects that we've done for other people. He's quite critically acclaimed as well. So it was really nice to have him on board. For him to show interest, like, hey, let me do some sounds for you.
It's like, yeah, sure, totally do. Please. So now I want to ask, like in the very beginning or at the end of the demo, it showed a QR code for people to like actually access the game. But where can they for the people who's really interested in this game, or even investors who might be watching, where can they go to get more information about this game, or any updates or anything like that?
So we actively maintaining our Twitter. So not really solely, but mainly there. They can also drop by our itch.io page, drop us a message. You can find us basically almost everywhere except for TikTok. We haven't really gone there yet.
So is it called Kooeh, A Timeless Delight?
Yes.
So you just search at Kooeh, A Timeless Delight.
You can basically find this Kooeh really easily, because the actual spelling for Kooeh is not K-O-O-E-H.
So just search Kooeh, K-O-O-E-H, and you'll be able to find pretty much your Twitter or all the Twitter, your guys' Twitter.
Yeah, so the game is available now, the demo is available now on itch.io.
Oh, nice.
And then we also have like a Google form page. So if you scan the QR code, it'll bring you to like a link tree. Oh no, it's a card page. And then you have download the demo and then leave us a feedback. Awesome. You can check our other older games as well. That is where we hope to get more feedback and hear more from our players. What do they want for the future builds? And maybe merch as well. With
eventually. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. It was like a really nice. It was like a good breather of a game, and I am actually really excited for this game to come out.
Me too.
All right, thank you very much.
Right,
enjoy the rest of Gamescom. And for the people who's watching, we have more indie games coming up, so don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.